Hello everyone, I'm JG and welcome back to Music Forever, where today I have a brand new vinyl and CD collection update for you guys. It's been a bit since I've done one of these. I believe the last one was in early September. So today I have a good amount of new records and CDs to show off to you guys. A lot of the stuff I got here came recently in the holiday season, and a lot of it reflects some of my favorite albums of 2018. Also, the majority of the stuff I'm going to be showing off today are vinyl records rather than CDs, which is a bit uncommon compared to my previous update videos that I've done, but that's mostly because I've recently been trying to do more records and less CDs, and in fact the couple of CDs I do have to show off to you guys today haven't been released on vinyl, and that's why I don't own them in that format. But yeah, with all that said, let's just get into my first record I have to show off to you guys today. The first album I have to share with you guys today is one that's the oldest, at least when it comes to when they were released. It's Black Sabbath with their album Paranoid. This isn't the normal version of the album either. It's a deluxe edition that has a second disc to it, which contains a bunch of instrumental cuts or alternate versions of the normal cuts that are present on the first disc of the album. Overall, I didn't particularly care too much for the fact that it was a deluxe version of the album. It was mostly just, that's the version they happened to have, and that's what I ended up getting for the holidays. When you open up the album here, the gatefold, you have this kind of nice image in there of the band and all the credits and all of that. And then inside the record itself, you have this document of sorts, which just has a bunch of stuff that you could read concerning this album. It's pretty interesting overall, definitely something cool for fans. The records themselves aren't really anything all that special to look at, they're just standard black records. But yeah, this is a classic album, one that you should definitely check out if you haven't heard it already. Yeah, not much else to say about this one that hasn't already been said before. Next up, the next thing I have to show you guys is Brockhampton's newest album, Iridescence, my favorite album of 2018. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of those here on the list. And this is one that I'm really happy to have. I actually pre-ordered this one when they put it up for pre-order the day before it was released. I was kind of iffy on whether or not I was going to do that because I usually don't pre-order albums, especially vinyl, because they tend to be a bit pricier, but based on the couple singles they've released, I really liked those, and I really wanted some Brockhampton on vinyl, so I decided to pre-order it, and fortunately I did, because I ended up loving this thing. Of course, like I just said, it's my favorite album of 2018, so I'm really happy I ended up getting this one. If not, I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have been kicking myself in the head or something, but yeah, I'm just really happy I ordered this. It did take a while to get here, though. It didn't arrive until about the middle of December, I'd say, even though I ordered it in September. This is the inside of the gatefold. You just have an image there. I'm trying to get that in the view of the camera. And then the records themselves that come with this thing are actually on clear vinyl. For example, this is what one of the records looks like that comes with this. The other one looks exactly the same in terms of the color, but yeah, it's clear, which is pretty cool. I don't have a record that's clear on vinyl, so yeah, that was pretty neat. The record also came with this paper thing. It has a picture there of the group. On the back side you have that, which is quite nice. And then on the inside you can open it up and it's got the song credits and all of that there. Hopefully you guys can see that nicely. I know you can't see the details in there, but it's just the song credits really. You could find those online if you want to read that. But yeah, a fantastic album and a fantastic record as well. The next album on my list is Danny Brown's Atrocity Exhibition from 2016. This is one of my favorite albums of that year, and overall it's just a pretty fantastic release. This is the back side of the record there, and then when you actually go to the records themselves in here, they come in these pretty neat sleeves that have on one side the credits for the tracks, on the other side they just have a pretty cool image there. The records themselves, if I remember correctly, are just on black vinyl, nothing super interesting or stand out there, but the record itself is pretty fantastic. The next record I have to show off is Death Haven's Ordinary Corrupt Human Love, another one of my favorites of 2018. The backside just has the track listing there. And overall, just a pretty fantastic record overall. The actual records itself that come with this thing are just on black vinyl, nothing super standout or exciting. However, on the inside here you have some artwork and the lyrics to the tracks on the album. Just some cool stuff overall. So yeah, a pretty solid release here. Next up, we have another one of my favorites of 2018, the newest album from Death Grips, Year of the Snitch. Just a pretty standard release here. This is the backside. You have the track listing there. I like the really odd fonts that they use here in the album artwork. I believe I mentioned that in my review of the CD version of this that I believe I showed off in my last update video. And then the sleeve itself that comes with the record has the lyrics written on there in yellow with some pictures as well. And the record itself is just on black vinyl, again, nothing really all too special. But yeah, just a really cool record overall, one that I really love listening to. The next record is another one of my favorites of 2018. It's Denzel Curry's Taboo. Just a fantastic hip-hop release from this past year. This is the backside there. And then the record itself that comes with this, well, first, before I show that off, on the sleeve you have this image on the one side, the other side you have the track list and all of the credits, all of that good stuff. And the record itself is on this red colored vinyl. It's kind of clearish and has these white markings in it as well, as you could see. Just a really cool color overall. And it's one that looks really nice when I play it on my record player. Overall, one of my favorite looking records that I own. We're going to be moving from one of my favorites of this past year to one of my favorite albums of 2015 with Ghost's Meliora. However, this isn't just the standard edition of the album, this is the deluxe edition that also includes the Pope Star EP that was later released in 2016. I already own this album on CD, at least the standard version of the album. I don't own the Pope Star EP in any way, so that was pretty cool to get this, just to have both together, because I really love Meliora, the album itself, and the Pope Star EP, pretty solid. Not one of my favorite releases from the group or anything like that, but the track Square Hammer is certainly one of my favorite Ghost songs. The packaging to the record isn't really anything all that special, I'd say. As you can see, you just got the cover here that's really glossy, as you can see by all the reflection in it right now, which I apologize for. The back just has the track listing for both of the releases included here. And on the inside, you just have the two records themselves, which are just on black vinyl, nothing all too special. Next up, another one of my favorites of 2018, it's Horrendous's Idol. Just a fantastic, technical, progressive death metal release. This is the backside here to the record. And then the actual records itself that come with this thing are pretty cool too. But before I show those off, I should show the inside image here in the gatefold. It's just a picture of the band, really. It's just pretty cool. And then the record itself that comes with this thing is really cool in my opinion. Oh, also, it does include this image on the inside, and on the back it has all the lyrics and credits and this other image. Just a nice little cool inclusion. And then finally, the record itself is on this beautiful green clear vinyl. I don't really think the camera quality of my camera can really capture how nice this looks. It looks kind of duller in the camera, but it's really a nice, vibrant, clear green color. And according to the label that was on the sleeve that this came in, and this is one of 400 copies of the album on this color vinyl, so I'm pretty happy to have it on this, because not only does it look really nice, but it's also a limited copy, and it's one of my favorite albums of the past year. So yeah, overall fantastic release. Next up, we're going to talk about another one of my favorite albums of 2015, Marianas Trench's Astoria. Just a fantastic pop rock record. If you haven't heard of these guys or this album, definitely change that. But yeah, this is the backside of the album cover. And then when you open it up here, you have this nice gatefold with the lyrics and this map on the other side too. And a really interesting thing about this album is that it also came with a puzzle, like a puzzle, you know, pieces that you put together. Yeah, like one of those puzzles. I'll put up an image on screen here because I really can't hold it up because it'll fall apart because it's a puzzle. But yeah, it just came inside this gatefold already pre-built, but you could take it apart and rebuild it if you want. It's a puzzle. I mean, I've never heard of a vinyl record coming with a puzzle before, but it's a pretty cool idea, I guess, and it's a nice image too. And the actual sleeves containing the records on here have some nice images to go along with them as well. The record is just on black vinyl, nothing really crazy there, but I really love a lot of the rest of the packaging here on this record, from the sleeves to the artwork itself on the inside of the gatefold and on the front cover, the back, and the puzzle is just a really unique and cool idea as well. And the music on this thing is fantastic too, so overall, really great purchase. Alright, next we're back to talking about some of my favorites of 2018 with the newest Portal record, Ion. Just a fantastic release. I love the artwork on this thing as well. You really can't see all the details really nicely just by watching the video, but when you have it in your hand in person, it looks really nice. Now, an interesting thing about this record is that it doesn't open like a normal album does, like a book would. It opens, you see here the front, it opens down like this. Which is kind of annoying in some regards, especially when it comes to putting it on my shelf, because I'm one of those people who likes to have all my records aligned and alphabetized perfectly, and this one just kind of doesn't look the same when you put it on the shelf, but, you know, I guess that's just me. And on the inside here you have this artwork, which is actually like the track listing, I guess, written out in these like math things. I don't really know what they are, but they're kind of cool, so I'm not going to complain about that. And then the record itself, while it's just a pretty standard black colored record, it comes in this really interesting sleeve, which once again has the math equation forms of the song titles, which once again I have really no idea what they are, or even if they actually represent anything that makes any sense, but it's cool. And I do think that all these odd math symbols and stuff works nicely with the general dystopian, dark, odd aesthetic that this album has going for it. So yeah, this is a pretty great release, and the record itself is pretty cool as well. And the final record I have to show you guys today is Tyler, the Creator's Flower Boy, one of my favorite albums of last year. I already owned this one on CD, but I decided to pick it up on vinyl just because I do like it that much. It's one that stayed in rotation for me throughout this past year, even after 2017 ended, so it's definitely one that I feel I'll be coming back to even more in the near future, and even the far future. The release here is pretty cool. I love the album cover, the back cover as well is pretty nice. The gatefold on the inside here is the same as that on the CD copy of the album, but I liked it on the CD copy, I like it here as well. It also comes with this lyric poster thing that you can unfold, and as you can see, there's different lyrics written there for all the tracks. You got this poster here when you open it up completely, which is the cover for the what's the word I'm looking for? The cassette release of the album. That's the word, the cassette release. Sorry guys, I'm not really all that into cassettes, so that kind of slipped my mind. But yeah, this is a pretty cool poster, lyric, paper thing, whatever you want to call it. The records themselves are just on black vinyl, nothing too crazy there, but they're still nice because the album itself is really nice. So overall, a release I'm really happy with. Alright, that concludes all the vinyl records I have to show off, and I have a couple of CDs now to share with you guys too. Like I said earlier in the video, these two CDs don't have vinyl releases, so that's why I picked them up on CD. The first of them I have to show off to you guys today is another one of my favorites of 2018, Ninja Sex Party's Cool Patrol. This is one that I also pre-ordered. In fact, I believe I already had it pre-ordered around the time I filmed my last update video, but it just hadn't arrived at the time that I had been filming it, so I didn't include it in there. But yeah, I like Ninja Sex Party a whole ton. I liked a lot of the singles leading up to this thing, so I felt pretty comfortable pre-ordering this one. They also had a signed version that you could pre-order, but I didn't get that one because it was a little bit more pricey, and I already have one of their albums signed, so I didn't really feel like I needed that one all that much. This came with a poster as well. I don't have it on me at the moment, but I will put up a picture of it because it's currently hanging up in my dorm room, and I wasn't going to take it down just to bring home with me for my break. So yeah, you could just look at it through that picture. The album itself also includes a nice little booklet here as well with some pictures on it. You have the lyrics in here as well. And I really like a lot of the pictures that they include here. I know the quality isn't all that great, and the fact that it's kind of shiny paper here makes it difficult for you guys to see, but I bet you could find these images online if you really want to. But yeah, it's overall a pretty standard booklet that you would expect to get with an album, but one that I'm still really happy with. The album itself is really nice. Just an overall really nice release from these guys, and a fantastic album too. Definitely check it out if you haven't done so and you're interested in comedy music. But yeah, the CD release, pretty good as well. And the final CD and final thing in general that I have to show off today is the soundtrack for the anime Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. Just a really weird anime in general. It's like anime's take on Western adult cartoons, if that makes any sense. Definitely an odd one, but one that I do really enjoy. And the soundtrack to this thing is pretty odd as well. It's like a mixture of EDM and electronic pop music, electronic rock music. It's a weird mix of sounds overall, but one that really matches the tone of the show itself, and one that I just really enjoy. There's tons of fantastic cuts on here that I find myself coming back to, and they work really nicely in the context of the show itself as well, so I was pretty happy to pick this up on CD. The booklet that comes with this thing is pretty standard, but pretty enjoyable at the same time. It has the lyrics to the tracks that have lyrics on here, has some artwork in there as well. I believe some of these are just taken from the show itself, but some of them I think are original too. It also has some credits in here. Overall, a pretty standard, but pretty enjoyable booklet all the same. And overall, this is just a really solid CD release as well. This one was definitely a bit pricier for me to get my hands on than your typical CD. I believe it was around $30. For me, it actually cost more than some of the vinyl records I was showing you guys before, but one that I'm still really happy to have. But if you want to check this soundtrack out, well, for one thing, I recommend you watch the show first. But even if you're just curious in hearing some of the stuff on here, I believe you can pick this up for cheaper on like iTunes for like a normal album price if you're not interested in paying more for like a CD copy. But for me, you know, I like collecting stuff and having physical copies of things, so I decided to go with the CD copy of this one, and I don't really regret it. And that sums up today's update to my vinyl and CD collections. We had a good amount of things to show off here in today's video. Like I said, a lot more vinyl records than CDs this time around, and that might be the way things are going to go in the future, but I really can't say that for sure. I guess only time will tell. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see any of my previous CD and vinyl collection videos, the playlist containing all of those is linked in the description down below. I'm planning on doing another one of these probably around the beginning of summer or the end of spring, possibly. I'm not 100% sure. I guess it depends how quickly I get more records. But for right now, I had a lot that I just recently got during the holidays, so I really don't feel the urge to buy all too many new ones right now because I just got a whole bunch. But yeah, that's all there really is to say here today. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I greatly appreciate it if you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more music-related content, album reviews, track reviews, discussion videos, countdown lists, more CD and vinyl collection videos when those do come out. Comment down below what are some of your recent pickups for your CD or vinyl or cassette, whatever it may be, collection. Thank you guys for watching once again, and stay golden.